Hi everyone, L'chaim over here. As you can see, I've got just bought a new whiskey over here, Glenlivet, very, very popular. Haven't tasted it yet. I've actually never had this one before. So I thought I would say some words within regards to whiskey, within regards to L'chaim. And let's taste this. Let's check this out now over here, friends. It's the first time I'm having this. It cost me only 250 shekel. I think it's in most shops in Israel, it is around 300 shekel mark, but no, because I did buy it in a supermarket, it obviously naturally was cheaper than it would have been. So let's hope I succeed in opening this bottle before we do it. And very, very interesting, we're going to discuss, is whiskies kosher or not? Obviously, it's a good sign if I am opening the bottle now. Is there health benefits to whiskies, or what could be problematic within regards to whiskies, also from a kashrut point of view? Okay, I succeeded in opening it over here. I think one of the most embarrassing things, friends, once I must have been 8-9 years old and had a birthday cake, and the candles, you know, usually the kid blows out the candles, and friends, I don't think I succeeded in blowing them all out. I always had a problem with blowing balloons and all those things. Yes, so this is the thing. Aesthetically, this doesn't look so good because of the thing, but let's try this out, friends, and do a shakol. Oh wow, what a smell. It's looks very, very promising. Nothing like some whiskey tasting over here. Let's get the night going. I'll just say bracha, l'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'akol niyeh b'dvaro. Oh wow, very, very, very smooth over here. Very smooth. Strongly recommend it. And friends, what we're talking about here within regards to whiskey, is whiskey kosher or not? That's the first question, or not. So I heard an interesting article on this within regards to a kosher website out there that actually states that ordinary Scotch, English and Welsh whiskey, whether single malt or blended, without any mention of the use of sherry, port or other wine casks on the label or marketing literature, can be consumed very, very competently without any halachic worries relating to, let's say, potential contact with ex-wine casks. So obviously wine casks would be very problematic with regards to the kashrut of whiskey. Obviously no additives to these whiskies are going to be allowed whatsoever, but was sent over from a source. That's an exception. There's an exception of caramel color, which is considered to be kosher over here. This was a recent article in the year 2023 with regards to this. And bring in sources with regards to the code of Jewish law, especially from the Minchat Yitzchak and also the Igrot Moshe, which is based on a Yoredea, Volume 1, which is interesting. Whiskey, which had been matured in wine casks, has been subject to detailed or halachic consideration by many of the major poskim. Bring back the Minchat Yitzchak and also the Igrot Moshe, respectively, who did not necessarily forbid its consumption, though. So that is one very, very interesting. Also, this specific article itself goes on about various other issues that can be. There's also another very the whiskey advocate actually says, which is a very interesting, very good source to read. Wow, very smooth. Within regards to the kashrut of whiskey, that we need to inspect the label of the whiskey carefully. If it was aged in a non-kosher wine cask, adding on to the previous thing, including port and sherry, it's not recommended for kosher consumers over there. So one's got to watch out for those. Those are big, big alarm bells. Certified kosher is always kosher according to the kosher certifying organization. Now, some organizations will say they're better than the others. Some people will hold, everyone will hold of standard of specific cases. We have to look, obviously, naturally, for a hechsher over here. And actually, very interesting. In this whiskey itself, you can see there is a hechsher over here or not. Maybe you can see it says the words kosher parva, hashkachat, harabonit, harishit l'Israel. So there is actually a hechsher in this. If you were to buy this in an airport somewhere or something like that, you might not necessarily find hechsher in it with itself, respectively, over there. So That's also very, very important with regards to approved whiskies are not certified but are presumed kosher due to the production methods that don't appear to defy the rules of Kashrut. For example, they're not aged in wine casks, so as we said before, a big, big red flag over here is wine casks, if it's aged inside them. The company isn't Jewish owned, which is so it is absolved of certain requirements. Or if it is Jewish owned, let's say, it has to compile with requirements to sell its chametz during Pesach. So that's another issue with regards to Passover. We just came out of Pesach only a few weeks ago with regards to on Pesach, did you sell the whiskey or not? There's different laws which might render a different level of kashrut over there. Or will it be kosher at all, or can you sell it at all? Also, this is another question altogether. But friends, let's explore: is whiskey actually healthy or not? I was debating with myself: should I drink this now or should I not? At this time of night, it is it's quite late, but usually my drinking comes during Shabbat, during the Shabbat dinner. I usually have on dry red wine, also on the Shabbat lunch. I like to do kiddush on dry red wine, and naturally for Havdalah, I like to do on dry red wine because that's optimum, which is recommended halachically. So I'm not a big drinker during the week because I want to save myself for Shabbat, but having a whiskey here and there is good. Obviously on Shabbat kiddush, sometimes if the whiskey is good enough, obviously I will taste the whiskey also respectively. This one is very smooth, but let's look at some of the health benefits with regards to whiskey. There's a website out there called liquorloot.com that actually quotes 10 different findings with regards to health benefits with regards to that. And then we want to leave on a good note, so let's leave on a healthy note with regards to obviously everything in moderation. So I'm putting a disclaimer out here that don't take my word for it. I'm just quoting something here. Obviously, this is every body is different. Some people it might not be good for whatsoever, but this is a general case with regards to whiskey. So it's reported over that it lowers risk of heart disease according to multiple studies over here, because a moderate amount of alcohol raises the amount of good cholesterol. This was apparently a finding in Harvard. Can help fight cancer. Now, once again, this is just quoted over here. I'm quoting what it says over here. It shouldn't be used naturally as a treatment with regards to it, but research actually shows that whiskey can help fight it. God forbid, no one wants to have this illness. And whiskey contains something called ellagic acid, which helps absorb rouge cells in your body. This acid also naturally is found in fruit and wine, and it's found in higher levels in whiskies. That's the thing. Promotes weight loss. So obviously we're talking about in moderation over here. There might be findings the other way around. It says not only is whiskey delicious in flavour, which I can testify to now, but it contains very little sodium and no fat. Plus the sugar in the drink is simple sugar, it's considered, which is quickly processed in the body, and it's reported over they can promote weight loss. Apparently it reduces stress, so everyone likes a good whiskey, especially when you're stressed. That's why you get the stressed football managers out there. The first thing they'll take out in the office is a whiskey after a hard day's work, and it's also seen as it. But once again, it shouldn't be used as a way to de-stress the body. There's other better ways. Reported over its control of diabetes risk. It's reported over here. Reduces, according to one thing, it reduces the chances of diabetes by up to 40%, according to a study over here. This is in the liquorloot.com website over here. Then it lowers risk of dementia, however you pronounce it. And unfortunately, this is a disease that faces older population over here. And scientists have a study in 2003 states that adults who consumed 1 to 6 glasses of whiskey a week were half as likely to suffer dementia as non-drinkers and heavy drinkers. Let's just say we're talking about moderation over here. It's reported over it can fight a cold, so that I'm not too sure about myself. I think I tried it once; it didn't necessarily help. But it's reported over also. Once again, it does say that it doesn't fight the flu directly. It does dilate blood vessels to make it easier for mucous membranes to fight the infections over there. So they say to drink up, but I wouldn't want to be irresponsible also at the same time. It's a digestive aid, especially after a large meal. This is the 8th thing. It's common to feel a rumble in your stomach, If you are feeling nauseous or sick, post-meal whiskey may help ease your stomach according to this over here, which is also interesting. So apparently it reduces blood clotting. This is the 9th thing over here. God forbid, once again, shouldn't use this as advice. You shouldn't practice on this. Also, I'm just quoting think over here. It boosts also the immune system. It's reported over in this thing. It's the 10th and last nukuda, last source. Not only does whiskey, let's say, is thought to help in fighting the common colds, but it can also prevent it. Whiskey contains ellagic acid, also elagic acid, which alone with vitamins can help immune systems fight off illnesses. But once again, this has to all be done in moderation at the best case scenario. But it's just thoughts over here. This is on a different website, but we know it's kosher. We know it's good for the Shabbat Kiddush also. It's a good one over here. I'll pack it away. I don't want to drink too much over here. But l'chaim everyone, brachot here from Israel. Wishing you all brachot, just good things. And please keep watching the videos, whichever place you're watching this from. Fantastic progress, fantastic feedback. And l'chaim. Take care.